Hi everyone, I'm Adam from Institute Pendidikan Guru, Campus Datuk Razali Ismail. Today, I'll talk about the cultural and ethical issues in English language assessment in Malaysia's primary school. Malaysia is a multicultural country with students from Malay, Chinese, Indian, Orang Asli, and Sabah and Sarawak indigenous communities, all with different languages and cultural backgrounds. This diversity is beautiful, but it also brings challenges in how we assess English fairly and effectively. The cultural challenges in a multilingual, multicultural classroom. In a typical Malaysian school, you may have a mix of Malay, Chinese, Tamil, Iban and Dusun speakers, but many ESL assessment materials still follow Western or urban-centric themes. For example, a reading test that mentions snowball fights or skating in winter, and another example is listening tasks involving Western names like Emily or Jack. For a student in rural Terengganu or Sabah, this may seem strange or irrelevant, even if they understand English. Also, different cultural attitudes towards speaking matter. In many Asian cultures, including Malay and Chinese traditions, children are taught to listen respectfully, not speak unless asked. So, when we assess speaking through active participation or open discussions, some students underperform, not due to poor language skills, but due to cultural norms. This creates unintentional bias in our assessments. To the third slide. Ethical issues in practice: fairness, bias and student well-being. In Malaysia, school-based assessment (PBS) and classroom tasks are used widely, but there are ethical concerns. Fairness is one. Some teachers lack clear rubrics, especially for oral tests. Students who are louder or more confident may receive higher marks than quieter but equally capable students. Also, urban schools often have more access to resources, English labs, native speaker exposure, uh, and others compared to rural schools. This creates a gap in test readiness, even with the same syllabus. Another concern is teacher bias. For example, some students may be favored for being more polished in their English, while others are overlooked due to their accents or backgrounds. Confidentiality Confidentiality can also be an issue. Publicly announcing scores or shaming students can damage their self-esteem, especially in primary years. Making assessment more inclusive and ethical. To improve assessment, we must start with local relevance. Here are some suggestions. The first one is to use local context in tasks. Malaysian festivals, food, school life and characters students can relate to. The second one is to create rubrics for speaking and writing that include both accuracy and effort. The third one is to include oral storytelling, group tasks and visuals, which are more engaging for diverse learners. And the last one is to avoid overemphasis on grades and also to give constructive feedback to support learning. Also, teacher training on cultural sensitivity and ethical assessment should be part of professional development. As a conclusion, Malaysia's ESL classroom are rich in diversity, and our assessment should reflect that. By recognizing cultural differences and committing to ethical practices, we can create a more inclusive, fair, and motivating learning environment for all students, whether in Kuala Lumpur, Baling, or rural Kapit. Thank you. I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.